Brakathia Howell, Brakathia Awashai, Brakathia Howell, Brakathia Yawashai, Brakathia Howell, Brakathia Howell Bashin Yawashai, Bahashim Rakha Kodash, the blindness of the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, which you well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim to Sadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. I'm the priest Shaman. This week's topic is going to be entitled Psyop and Character Assassination. Now I'm going to read the definition. I'm going to tell you why I got into this lesson, and I'm going to link certain scriptures to the lesson. Now a Psyop says military actions designed to influence the perceptions and attitudes of individuals, groups, and foreign governments. Synonyms: psychological operation, right? So that's the government using different tactics to influence the attitude of people, right? And those actions could be very nefarious. So I'm going to jump to now character assassination. Character assassination is the malicious and unjustified harming of a person's good reputation. Okay? So a malicious and unjustified harming of a person's good reputation. So pretty much to, bear false witness to, make your reputation look very bad. So what I'm going to do is, why did I get into this lesson? Well, I got into this lesson because I was watching Candace Owens. I've been watching Candace Owens a lot, and she's going into the whole situation with Kamala Harris's true lineage and how Kamala Harris covered up her actual grandmother. Basically covered the white side to look more black or what have you. And then you have to ask yourself, okay, well, why do that? Why do that? Is it to get black votes? Who knows? More will come to light on that. But she also mentioned Michael Jackson. And she said watch episode 55 of Michael Jackson. And brothers, I recommend you watch that. Watch episode 55 of Candace Owens, pretty much going into how Michael Jackson was innocent. And he was not guilty of child molestation. Now, even saying that will trigger certain individuals' brains to say, wait up, hold a minute. But you have to stop and ask yourself, why does that trigger you? Okay? Why if you say Michael Jackson didn't molest kids, you're gaslighted as, wait a minute, why is that happening? Well, Candace Owens and this woman right here, Jessica Ville, did an excellent lesson on it. So Candace, she brings out a lot of facts, but this one right here is just straight evidence. And you think about it like, yo, wait a minute. The federal government went after him. The FBI went after him for 19 years, and he was not found guilty. Now, I'm not going to give too much away, but, yo, them small hats, man. Them small hats changing their names and the great power they have with the media. See, back in 2002, or rather 1993, when his first accusation came up against him, there was no alternative media. There was no Rumble. There was no X. There was no people on TikTok come up and defend it. None of that stuff, okay? It was whatever the mainstream media put out. And I'll say that the Psyop is so powerful that, hey, look, even I thought this guy was guilty. They had that movie come out, Leaving Neverland. Yo, they exposed these people, Candace and this woman, they expose just how nefarious these people are, man. All right, they come out with that when the man was dead and couldn't defend himself. Michael Jackson is a lot of things, all right? And I'm not saying, hey, even because I'm gonna say even having kids sleep on your bed is off or what have you. But I'm gonna say this: when you look into this guy's bedroom is not your average bedroom. First of all, it was 2 stories. So that word, man, this whole thing, when you go into it and you see exactly why they were going after this man and the power of the media and Psyop, it's just like, wow, this shit is powerful, man. You could really manipulate the shit out of people with the media. And hey, man, like I said, I fell for this even while in the truth. But when it's just raw evidence of that, you just see it all stems back to money. Candace Owens says something that was very interesting. She talked about a study that was conducted by the CIA. And what the CIA did was they had a group of people, let's say 20 people, right? Just example. They had a group of people, like let's say 20. 19 of them were CIA ops, and only one of them was being on the experiment. And what they would do was they would ask them basic questions of, what do you see? And in the beginning, everybody was saying they see the same thing. Like, do you see red? Everybody said red. And then all of a sudden, they went on a question and was like, I'm again giving an example. Do you see blue? Everybody said, I see green. So 19 people said, I'm getting an example of the study. 19 people said, I give green. And then that one person was like, wait a minute, I'm seeing blue, and put blue. And then they kept asking more questions where the majority of all the CIA ops was saying they seen something else. And you know what happened? Eventually the one person they conducted the experiment, started saying they see what other people see, despite their own eyes telling them. Let's say, for example, you seen a dog, right? You seen a dog, but the rest of the group, everybody in the group is saying, no, it's a cat. And not laughing, not nothing. And just to conform with the society, they started not believing their own eyes. And it's just, that right there shows you the power of the CIA. So I think this is a very good one to look into, man. Like I said, it spurred me to do this lesson. I don't want to give too much of what they go into, but man, it was eye-opening to me. I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm gonna be honest. When you go into it, like I said, you have people like Aaron Carter, Macaulay Culkin, even this one dude, Corey some shit, I think Corey Feldman, who he was going around exposing the molestation that goes in Hollywood, said Michael Jackson did nothing. Nothing is. And I'll say one more thing before I jump into the scriptures. Think about this, bro. If your child was molested by another man, would money appease you? If your child was molested by a grown man, would money appease you? Would money say it's okay? And hell no, you want to see that person locked up and put away. But all the accusations that came against them was money. So I'm going to have you brothers look into this on your own, because it just made me think like, oh my God, like Psyop in the media is very, very powerful. So I'm going to jump into the scripture, and it's a scripture of the year. I'm calling it the scripture of the year because I keep bringing it out. Luke 12:2 says, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. And as we approach these end times, it's like more and more dirt and secret is popping up left and right about what the hell really went on with things. People are becoming their own private investigators because you can't rely on the media. And your average person could look up evidence of certain particular things, put it together, and go on YouTube now or whatever now. Who is behind a bulk of the lies being told? The small hats. It's the people you can't talk about. All right? The ones who are running around calling themselves the real you know what. Okay? But they're not. 2 Corinthians 11:13 says, for such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Yahweh, the anointed. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Malcolm X said something. Malcolm X said the media, I'm roughly paraphrasing his quote, but it was like the media is so powerful that it could make a guilty man innocent and an innocent man guilty. Okay? They could pretty much portray you however they want you to portray you and have the masses believe a thing. And they have this situation called gaslighting. Well, they'll repeat so much things that when you go to counter the narrative, people will discredit you. Okay? Hey, like I told certain Democrats I know, like, yo, look at this thing with Kamala Harris, that her real grandmother was a white woman, an Irish white woman named such and such. Nah. It was like, wait a minute. No, they're confirming that black woman that she said is her grandmother was a family servant. And it's just like gaslight. Like, you can't even speak about it. And you know what look, Genesis 3:1 says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord Yahweh, the powers had made. Right, so I'm just going to stop right there, that part of Genesis 3:1. Who's a serpent? The serpent is a man, a so-called white man. Okay, subtle means under the web, very deceitful, very cunning. This man, that's how come when shit is going on around the world and we share articles, I'm always like, yo, brother, what's the source on this? What's this? Because you don't even know if it's controlled opposition. What's really going on in that country? Right? Is Nicolas Maduro truly hated? I don't know. I have to look into it. I can't just believe everything now because this man right here, you don't know what he's pushing out. Character assassination, psyops. It's like you really have to double check everything. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this dude Donald Trump, he also mentioned that his kids spend time with Michael Jackson. He did nothing. Now again, this is not something I would advise anybody do, or I don't particularly condone. It is weird, but technically speaking, he did not molest any. He was never found guilty of that. And even saying right now, Michael Jackson was innocent of that, you're gaslighted. People's brain was wired to think, yo, nah, that's weird because we were fed Jacko Wacko, put it all in the media, and just because he started going after them so-called, them small hats that run Sony, and they band up together and call you crazy. Now people are saying, wait a minute, people like Kanye West ain't crazy because the truth is starting to come to light. The Most High is going to reveal everything. Okay. Now let's jump back to the character assassination because we see how they could assassinate your character if you're Michael Jackson, if you're Kanye West. All right, different people that come up against this media stream. Yeah, I might have to start looking into Mel Gibson because I know they targeted the hell out of him, and he would always get on them small hats. Like so, what I want to do is bring now yeah, I'm gonna bring it full circle real quick. But before I do that, let me go to Job 13:4 where it says, "But ye are forgers of lies; ye are all physicians of no value." Right? They forge a lot of lies. This is one of many lies the so-called white man come up with. Whether it's the healthcare system. Like, think about this. Tell me this is not a psyop, right? They're pushing body positivity, right? Body positivity, body positive, right? Which body positivity is just being pretty much morbidly obese, right? Who does that benefit? That does not benefit the individual, but some people do benefit from it. Who? Big pharma, okay? Because how do they benefit? Well, if you have a society that's morbidly obese, that increases the chance of health risk, right? Meaning more hospital visits. So that's just one example of so-called white man could make something really evil and detrimental to your life and spin it in a way that it benefits you and you would think like even with all the information out now and you could simply look things up, people won't fall for it, but guess what? People still do fall for it. You know? So this man has made many different lies, man. A bunch of lies. First of all, healthcare. Man, the Lord created the herbs to heal us. Now people are hooked up to all these different medicines. You don't know what's in what. Man. Anyways, man, I'm going to read Revelations 2:10 because it made me ponder. It made me ponder about, are we being psyoped right now? I'm talking about here in Great Millstone. Revelations 2:10 says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." Because eventually that RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, it becoming mandated will come to pass. And those that refuse will either get locked up or put to death. Now, going back to character assassination and psyops, we go back and forth with different camps. Now, when we here at Great Millstone, we go back and forth with different camps. We try to keep things factual and scriptural. And if we say something out of pocket, well, slack it, we'll apologize. But I'm thinking about the character assassination that's being done at us. What's that? We're being called grapists, right? Grapists, right? Because we talk about the marriageable age of a woman according to the scriptures. We do speak about the law concerning rape and how it was gone about. But mind you, we don't do any of those things, right? We abide by Esau's laws. No brothers with no woman underage according to Esau's laws. No brothers out there committing rape. All right, just like how come the scriptures talk about how homosexuals should be put to death. We're not out there murdering, killing anybody, right? But guess what? Other camps, namely the IUIC or the ISUPK, are saying shit like that. They're literally doing character assassination, saying we this, we that, and not sticking by scriptures, but the accusations that they keep saying and repeating to their followers, hey man, that could put people behind bars. So they're doing character assassination and even doing psyop on their own followers. Everything is a conspiracy and everything seems crazy and everything, that's just gaslighting until it's happening to you. Imagine your character is being assassinated and everybody in the world is saying you're such and such when you know you're not such and such and you can't even have a voice to defend yourself. You see? So these things will come to pass, man. All right, where they're gonna take our character, they're gonna spin a bunch of lies. They already have clips of these other different camps spilling lies about us and talking shit, and possibly use these things. But you know what? In the end, if we maintain our faith, as the scripture says, unto death, the Lord will give us a crown of life. So, in closing, many different information is coming out. I would advise we don't just jump on everything and run with everything, and the first thing you see, just do a show on it without properly vetting the information. And I'm not saying I'm gonna do the same. In other words, I'm not saying I'm excluding myself. It's like, nah, man. If a brother put a link, brothers know me. If you put a link in the chat, shit. What's the source on that? Like, can we confirm this? Can we confirm that? Because a lot of shit is being pushed out in these times, and you just don't want to be caught up in any sort of misinformation, or anything like that. So, yeah, hey, brothers, when you get the chance, hey, check that out, man. Check that thing out, man. It's very interesting. I hope brothers are edified. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Kodash, the blondes to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there. You Akim to Zadakim that do this thing in the most truth and sincerity. Shalom.